Hi guys, I'm Alison Roman, Senior Food Editor at Bon Appetit magazine. I am here in our beautiful new test kitchen at One World Trade in New York City. And today we are celebrating spring with shortcakes. You can pair it with any fruit. Today we're gonna pair it with strawberries. So we're gonna start with flour and a little bit of sugar. It's about a quarter cup baking powder and some kosher salt. I'm really into using my hands lately. I'm like getting back to my roots or something. And you can do this in a food processor. You can use a pastry cutter. I just like to cut it in with my hands. You wanna just kind of like smash it. It's the only word I can think of. So the flour and the butter are pretty well incorporated. Again, it's very dry. It's not like a pie dough. And the aforementioned cream is also super, super cold. If you've ever made biscuits before or watched somebody make biscuits, you know, like the biggest thing that you can do to mess them up would be to overmix. The more you overmix, you're building gluten, you're building protein, and that's what's gonna make it tough. In this bowl you see, you're like, how is that ever gonna become a shortcake? You have to knead it a little bit on a work surface. I like to work on a cutting board or marble. I kind of just like to press it together. You know, you fold it over onto itself 1 or 2 times so these dry spots disappear. This make you very strong. Great, so we have this dough. You can see little pockets of butter. You can see that it's like kind of just barely holding itself together, but that's good, you want that. I really like it when I punch out the first one to take a look at all the layers. It's got like these really awesome butter pockets. It looks flaky already and it hasn't even been in the oven. There's always like that last biscuit where you're like, you were the last one punched out, weren't you? But he's still delicious, still deserves to be baked. Some people, when they're making biscuits or shortcake, they brush them with melted butter or heavy cream. I like an egg wash because it gets that super golden brown top. We're gonna bake those for 15 to 20 minutes. While our shortcakes are busy baking in the oven, we're gonna make our strawberry compote. So we've got about 3 cups of strawberries. We're gonna quarter these. I like to save the really cute tiny ones for raw. They're really cute. And I just put them right into a saucepan. Oh. Throw them all over the place, actually. Do whatever you want, who cares? Because these strawberries are really ripe, I'm only gonna add about 2 tablespoons of sugar. We're gonna simmer these over medium heat. Give it a stir every now and then, and you'll see it gets like super juicy almost immediately. And so for our fresh guys, I'm just gonna toss them with a little bit of fresh basil, just a touch of sugar to help those juices come out. So it's the home stretch. Our biscuits are in the oven, our compote is going. Now comes the time where we whip our cream. And I could actually have an entire episode on just whipping cream because I feel really passionately about it. I like doing it by hand. People are like, that's impossible. How long is it gonna take? But it really only takes about 2 minutes. And you can even talk to a camera while you're doing it. That's how easy it is. I'm gonna stop here because my arm is exhausted. No, I'm gonna stop here because it's actually exactly where I want it to be. Looks so nice. Okay, our biscuits are out of the oven. They smell amazing. But again, you wanna wait a little bit before you cut into them. A, because you'll burn your hands if you don't. And B, because we've got whipped cream that'll melt on them. Our shortcakes are cooled, and our compote is cooled, our strawberries have been macerating, and our cream is whipped. So now all it's left to do is assemble the whole thing. When you're splitting a biscuit or a shortcake, I never use a knife because you're getting flat edges. I always just kind of pull it apart. I'm gonna layer on some of the compote first, the fresh berries. And then this part, which is probably the most fun part, it should be a little messy, because if it's not, like, that's not fun to eat. If somebody brought this to me in the middle of spring, I would be pretty excited. For this, plus other videos, recipes, and sweet spots, visit bonappetit.com.